In the digital realm, existence is cheap. You highlight a file, press a button, and suddenly there are two, perfect duplicates, indistinguishable. We have built our modern civilization on the assumption that information can be cloned without cost. We live in a world of infinite redundancy. But the universe runs on a much stricter operating system, one where the command Control-C is fundamentally broken. If you zoom down to the bedrock of reality, to the quantum level of photons and electrons, you hit a hard, unbreakable barrier known as the No-Cloning Theorem. This boundary was solidified in 1982 by physicists William Wouters and Wojciech Jurek. It wasn't a discovery made in a vacuum, but a desperate defense of the laws of physics against a proposed machine that claimed it could transmit messages faster than light. They realized that if such a machine worked, it would violate causality. To save the timeline, they proved a theorem that is now a pillar of quantum mechanics. It is impossible to create an identical copy of an arbitrary, unknown quantum state. In our macroscopic world, if I hand you a blueprint, you can photocopy it because the ink is static. But a quantum state isn't a static blueprint. It is a fragile, probability-laden ghost. To copy it, you must first read it. But in the quantum world, reading is violence. You cannot observe a particle without altering it. The act of measuring its position or spin forces it to choose a state, collapsing its delicate wave function and destroying the very information you sought to duplicate. This mechanism acts as a kind of cosmic digital rights management, a security feature woven into the fabric of spacetime to prevent the universe from crashing. Because if you could clone quantum information, the consequences would be catastrophic for the structure of reality. You could measure one copy's momentum and the other's position, cheating the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Worse, you could use entangled particles to send instant signals back in time, breaking causality and turning history into a paradox-ridden chaos. The universe forbids this. It protects the integrity of its data by ensuring uniqueness. Every quantum state is a one-of-a-kind original. There are no backups in the library of existence. This has profound, almost theological implications for the dream of sci-fi teleportation. We tend to think of beaming up as a sophisticated form of travel, a shortcut across space where we dissolve here and appear there. But because of this universal ban on copying, moving a quantum object from point A to point B is not a matter of shipping. You cannot scan a person, save the file, and print a copy on Mars while leaving the original safely on Earth. The laws of physics demand a macabre trade. To create the copy at the destination, the information at the source must be erased. The No-Cloning Theorem ensures that for one version of you to appear on a distant world, the version of you standing on the pad must cease to exist. You are not being moved. You are being deleted and rewritten. The prohibition is absolute. Nature does not allow you to be in two places at once, and it enforces this rule with the ultimate penalty. From that absolute prohibition emerges the only legal protocol for crossing the void, a protocol of destruction. True quantum teleportation, the kind verified in laboratories from Oxford to the high-altitude satellites of China, and most recently refined in the 2024 and 2025 breakthroughs regarding high-fidelity quantum networking, does not transport matter. It transports identity. It uses the eerie phenomenon of quantum entanglement as a bridge, but the price of crossing that bridge is the total annihilation of the traveler. Let's strip the mathematics down to the terrified players. Alice on Earth wants to send a particle, let's call it state X, to Bob on Mars. Because of the No-Cloning Theorem, she cannot simply look at state X, write down its description, and email it. Looking destroys it. Instead, the protocol requires a shared resource. Alice and Bob must share a pair of entangled particles, a quantum link established beforehand. Alice takes her particle X and performs a joint measurement with her half of the entangled pair. This is the moment of execution. This operation extracts the relationship between the two particles, but in doing so, it forces state X to abandon its original state. It is scrubbed from the universe at Alice's location. The information hasn't vanished, it has effectively been disembodied, teleported instantly through the entanglement bridge to Bob's particle, which now transforms into the exact replica of state X. But the cost is paid up front. The original X is dead. It has become random noise. Now, scale this chilling mechanic up from a single photon to a human being. You are a collection of 7 octillion atoms, each defined by a specific quantum state. To beam you to Mars, the machine must extract all that data to reconstruct you perfectly at the destination. It must capture the spin, the energy, the precise position of every electron that generates the spark of your consciousness. To get that data, the scanner must become an executioner. It entangles you with the receiver on Mars and performs the measurement. In that instant, the binding energy of your biology is read and resolved. The you on the launch pad is not left behind. You don't watch your double walk away. You are dismantled. Your quantum state is annihilated to fuel the reconstruction on the other side. The person who steps out of the pod on Mars has your memories, your scars, and your feelings. They remember stepping into the machine on Earth. But is it you? Or is it a new entity that has inherited your life after you were vaporized in the transmission buffer? The math says the transfer is perfect, but it also says the original is gone. The 2025 breakthroughs in stabilizing these states only confirm the rigidity of the rule. The better the teleportation, the more complete the destruction at the source. Teleportation is not travel. It is a suicide booth that builds a replacement so perfect no one else can tell the difference.